Well, GL, G, to the M. Great morning, my friends, DJs, Diamond Hand fam, super soldiers, Forge and Fuel crew, one percenters, pioneers, pivoters, pursuers, builders, brothers and sisters, hermanos y hermanas, mamas y papas, anyone I may have left out, and anyone in between. Welcome back and welcome into the best way to start your day. It's time to get fired up at Forge and Fuel, baby. I am your humbled, honored, and clearly always hyped host, Colton Caps Roca, and I can't thank you enough for choosing to stop by, join me and my guys on this beautiful Wednesday morning, October the 2nd, 2024, and dive down some motivational and inspirational rabbit holes like you ain't ever been down before. Woo! I'm a poet, and now you really know it. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. I'm ready to bring that fire flame heat on a Wednesday morning. But before we get this show going and flowing, a couple of things I must humbly ask of you. If you haven't already ticked these boxes, you haven't already found it in your big old heart to do so, please take a quick moment to smash smash that subscribe button on whatever platform you are currently watching or listening to the Forge and Fuel podcast on. If you're on YouTube, you might as well hit that little notification bell right over there as well, so you never miss a live show or any other content dropping from the Diamond Hand Media Group. And while you're at it, might as well hit that little like button right around in this direction here too. That way you get that algorithm going and flowing. Hey, if this show makes you laugh, it makes you cry, it makes you think, it makes you go, I never thought of it that way before. Well, hey, don't be a hoe. Share the show. Let the people know. If you're on X, hit that like, hit that repost. If you're on Facebook, share that bad boy out. And if you're listening to the Forge and Fuel podcast on your favorite podcast directory, please hit that follow button right now. And maybe hit that rating button. Give us 5 stars if you do like the show. We certainly appreciate it. Certainly helps us grow over there too. And we love our audio-only listeners. Shout out to each and every one of you. And all of you out there watching the video feed, shout out. Can't thank you enough for tuning in live in prime time or to the recording. Let's get this show started. The gang's all here, so let me make it clear. Please allow me to bring in my co-host with the mo-host of this fine morning program. A man who, without him, I wouldn't be half the fella that I am today. He is a man who's given me tons of insights and perspectives that have helped me grow my brain day by day. And now here he is on Forge and Fuel, helping you do the same. Baybay. He is the founder and the owner of the Grandpa Ape Country Club, the lead pro on the GACC Greens, a professional DJ, a curator of high-level energies, a purveyor of positive vibes, a PLP pusher, our traveling man, always getting in a tin can to go complete some mission in a foreign land. But here he is right now, back at the HQ live as the president of St. Louis, Missouri, the one, the only, with an emphasis on the one. He's DJ Swirl One. Great morning over there, Swirl One. How you doing back in the HQ?
I'm doing amazing. I love the president of St. Louis thing. That is so funny. I never coined that, never said I was that, but they got to vote you in. That's what I've heard. So make sure they're people that you actually voted for. That's a big one right there. Shout out everybody who's in the audience, in the live chat, or even coming in on a recording. Apple Music, Spotify, Rumble, YouTube, wherever the heck you are, even on the X app. Shout out the X app. That's what we're looking at right now. Shout out Marco for putting out that nice post about this here fine show. My friends, halfway through this week, and we are excited and ready to rock. It's been an outstanding week. Happy to be home, back in the HQ. Will I be here all week? Probably not, but at least take care of today, right? Be here now. Put your toes in the sand. Fix that posture. Look, I even made sure my chair don't go backwards, right?
Woo!
Got the frame right. Even got my push-ups in this morning. Come on. Hey, I'm getting used to this new routine, my friends. So we're going to have a hell of a show. Cap, I don't know what else, but we got to get to what the prize is, right? Who gets the prize? What is the prize?
Buddy. I don't think the people are ready for this one today. Who's to say, who's to know? And I tell you what, I'm starting to feel real good in this new agenda, new flow, new workflow. We're starting to figure it out here. Who's to say, who's to know? But I tell you, Swore One, I mentioned to you boys pre-show that I was down some rabbit holes last night. And I would be remiss if I didn't send some T's and P's out to the people in North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, all on the East Coast. I did not realize the devastation. And I don't think a lot of people do. And I think living in the Midwest and living kind of further away from that, you just don't realize. And a lot of people don't realize just how unprepared the people in North Carolina and the people in Tennessee were. This wasn't something that they could just evacuate. Get the hell out. What's wrong with you guys? Come on. This just happened like that. And the videos are insane. I didn't know half the information, and I just wanted to offer some T's and P's. I know we got some fam out there in North Carolina, and if there's any way Diamond Hand Media Group can be of service to any of you guys, just holler at us. We're here. We're thinking about you, and I don't know if you've seen any of the videos, Swore One, but man, it is just, it's wild.
And not only have I seen videos, I know a lot of people out there and business clients and even cohorts that are out there, and it is a mess. And like you said, this is not something that happens every year like Florida or, some of these places have never seen any kind of thing like this. And it's funny because, fortune favors those who are ready for the future by just thinking ahead and saying, hey, I'm going to do things. And I was reading an article about a guy that built a log cabin, and he put it about 12 foot up on stilts, and everybody was making fun of him 5-6 years ago when he built this thing. He paid 200 grand to build this thing and lift it up. Everybody's like, you don't need that. He was like laughing about it. He said, but what they didn't know is I knew the levees were this high. So if they broke the levees, the water would level out. Shout out our flat, flat earth fans out there. Water
Water
would level
finds
out,
its
right?
level.
so, so it would only go above that levee by so much, right? So he did the math and made sure that this thing was above that levee point. So he actually had a picture of it, and it was about 6 inches above the highest point in the water. And he was up there chilling with generators and such. But funny story, but at the same time, it's not a funny situation. However, I will say, me and Cap talk about it all the time. You got to take care of those 4 or 5 things that you got every day. And if you do, when these kind of things happen, you can evacuate. You can go to Japan, or you can do whatever, because you've already taken care of all that stuff. You can get the hell out, and you have insurance. You got all those things. This is what we're talking about. And God bless all those people who miss, having that opportunity. Are a little bit unfortunate for everybody. I guarantee it. And my T's and P's go out to them. But we've all got to watch out for ourselves to look out for those 1,000-year floods. And that's why we start the show every day.
150%, my man. And you talk about getting prepared and staying ready so you don't have to get ready. I mean, it's no secret either. We have a massive strike going on right now. Port workers are saying, see you later, alligator. And I don't want to get too deep into the red pill rabbit holes and all that, what that would mean. And maybe it's time we get a live stream going.
I was going to say, we need to do something about that. Maybe that's a different,
that's a whole other thing. We
can't
got to
be in here
start
because we don't want to start everybody's day acting like the news. That's not what we want.
No, not at all. Not at all. A lot of on, so you want to be prepared, you want to be ready, you want to be thinking, and we want to get you guys in that right mind frame, that right mindset of time to be prepared, time to be thinking. It is a wild time. So that's all I got for breaking news, opening stuff, opening banter, yada yada yada. T's and P's once again to all of our friends and fam out there in the East Coast region. But let's get fired up for the day. Let's dive into a topic. Let's get juiced up. I got a little don't tread on me this morning. Who's to say, who's to know? Oh, that's a good cup of Joe there. Ooh, boy, I'm feeling good. All right, my friends. We told you to get that algorithm going. We hit the subscribes. We hit the notifications. Swirl One has said his GMs. I've said my great mornings. We've given you a little opening banner, something to chew on. So, hey, let's start this day the only way we know how, with the first segment of the show. Episode 580 is officially a go with your sharpening session. That's right, my friends. We're back in action live in prime time, and here we go. If you saw the title of the show, you might know a little bit where we're going to go, but who's to say, who's to know? If you didn't, I'll tell you right now. Who gets the prize? Who gets the prize? Who's to say, who's to know? Well, what am I thinking about here? Well, yesterday, I'd had some thoughts come back to my mind that I'd had over the weekend. Some shower thoughts, if you will. And I thought, well, doggone, that's a hell of a topic. I don't think many people talk about that, and I think that's something we might need to explore a little bit here. So, how many times have you heard in this life, oh, women are the prize? Oh, men are the prize. I'm the prize because I bring so much to the table. I'm the prize, right? And especially in today's society with the way the relationship game is, especially in my generation, the millennial generation, everybody wants to argue who's the prize. Are men the prize? Are women the prize? Are somebody in between the prize? Who's to say, who's to know if you want to go down those rabbit holes? But what if neither one of us are the prize? What if men aren't the prize? Women aren't the prize? None of us are the prize. Have you ever thought about that? And you ever thought about what the real prize actually is? Well, I'll tell you what the real prize actually is. The real prize is finding yourself. So who gets the prize? You. And that finding yourself is not found in anyone else or anything else. In order to find you, you have to spend time with you. It's not found at the gym. It's not found in a relationship. It's not found in a book. It's not found in a podcast. It's not found in some circumstance. It's found right here now. And how do you find yourself? Well, we talked a lot about it yesterday when Swirl left us on the show, but controlling your brain. That David Goggins quote from yesterday, if you can't control your brain, you're fucked. Point blank, period. If you can't control your brain, you never have the opportunity to attain the real prize. The real prize is not found in some significant other. It's not found in a woman. It's not found in a man. It's found right here, deep down inside. And David said it yesterday. This thing never stops. You're alone with this thing 24/7, and you might have a conversation here or there. You might have a circumstance here or there, but at the end of the day, you're always in this thing by yourself. So if you can't control this thing, if you don't find value in this thing, then how the hell are you going to find value in anything else? Because if you haven't gone to war with yourself and won, if you haven't figured out your downfalls, where you missed the mark, when you get in a relationship and that person is inevitably missing the mark themselves, you're going to spew venom at them because you see in them what you wish what you would have corrected in yourself. So then you just have this shitty ass relationship. And why do you think divorce rates are through this fucking roof? Because everybody thinks I'm right, I'm the prize, I know the most, instead of saying, you know what? I'm not going to take care of you. I'm going to take care of me for you. That's that Jim Rohn quote. I'm not going to take care of you, and I don't want you to take care of me. I'm going to take care of me for you if you promise to take care of you for me. That's the true prize. And if you can't honestly, I've said it a million times, go and look yourself in a mirror and stare yourself down in the eyes, you have not found the prize. You have not gone to war with yourself and won. You have not taken the ultimate battle and gone as far as you possibly can go. Now, does that mean you can't do that? Hell no. Most people get to their deathbed and they still haven't found themselves. They're still putting on the mask. Shout out Metal Crazy, been posting out that shirt. Take off your mask before you die. So many people have on a mask and want to be this for this person and this for this person and that for this person. And then you ask somebody who they are and they can't tell you because they got so many different masks for every different situation, and they never find themselves, and they get on their deathbed and they realize that all they ever did was try to please everybody else instead of just trying to please themselves. Sometimes you got to put on your own oxygen mask before you start worrying about everybody else's oxygen mask, or else that plane's still going to go right down and put your ass right in the water. You ain't going to be good to nobody, passed out, dead, done. So why not take care of yourself first? Men aren't the prize. Women aren't the prize. Going to the gym isn't the prize. Getting that job isn't the prize. Graduating college isn't the prize. Getting that degree isn't the prize. None of it is the prize. You finding you is the prize, and being able to control your brain. And when those inevitable shitty situations of life come up where you want to do nothing but white knuckle the arms of your chair and if you work hard on yourself, those moments, that grip will loosen. The breath will be a little easier. The moment won't be as hard. And you will realize that the true prize is found in you. Who's to say, who's to know? Boy, think about that opening thoughts on the show, Swirl One.
Bro, I wrote down all kinds of good stuff over here. You got me going. So first off, I gotta tell you. So I'm serious. So I got my new notepad. So that was the first thing I was trying to show everybody. I hope you're writing this down because hey, you gotta. If you don't keep your thoughts, you won't remember the shows, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, first off, you can't control your brain. Your brain is only gonna, like I said the other day, it's gonna go to whatever time it is, fight or flight, reptilian side. Sometimes you're just gonna be right. But what Cap said is right. You don't always have to be right. As a matter of fact, you're not going to be right in people's eyes no matter what in this world. Right now, if you look around, people made up their minds about so many different things. And no matter what you think, no matter how right you think you are, you will never be right in that person's eyes. You will never, ever, ever be right. So you have to understand that. So you just have to know what your non-negotiables are, right? If you know who you are, you know what you stand on, you know you got your 4 or 5 things handled on a daily basis. All this other stuff doesn't concern me. I don't care if this place closed down. I don't care if that person, did what they had to do to move up along the train. That stuff just doesn't bother me. As long as I'm taken care of, I said it yesterday. There's a lot of things going on in this world today, and it's great to have family that's breathing, moving. It's great to have people who will actually invest in you, like Cap and DZ and everybody in this chat right now. There are so many different things. That's the prize. That's the prize. Now, people go through their whole life and they're trying to attain so many different things. And I'll tell you, from cars to houses, I've lost it all. I've seen that come and go. So it doesn't matter what it is. You can literally, your whole life can change in a year. Absolutely change in a year. Completely 100%. So you'll be somebody completely different next year. And it'll be without you even knowing or even expecting it to happen. I mean, look at P. Diddy. Just saying. He got the key to the city last year. Now he's in jail. I'm just saying things can change pretty drastically. So when I say that, right down here. Yeah, exactly. They literally can take away your trophies. They can take away your degrees. They can take away everything. Think about it. Somebody won the Heisman Trophy and they took that away from him. Now they're giving it back. Shout out to Pete Rose. God bless that guy, right? Now they're trying to put him in the Hall of Fame when they wouldn't do it when he was here. People don't do things that are right when it's right on the right time. It's the right thing to put Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame, but they didn't want to do it because you know what? They were standing on principle. They were right? You have to understand the prize isn't going to the Hall of Fame. The prize is having the respect of everybody around you and knowing that, you know what, like every day I get up, I take care of today. I go out and do my job the best I can. When I say do my job, I'm not talking about the 9 to 5. I'm talking about the job of being Swirl One, the job of taking care of this, right? This entire 2-foot circle and everything that I influence is what I'm trying to take care of. That's the job. And if that job means I have to go report somewhere for a little while so that I can make some income, that's what that means. Okay. If that means I have to go spend some time with the relationship so I can keep fostering that relationship when I go have tacos or I go have coffee with somebody or whatever, that's what that means. Be there now, right? That's the prize. All those memories, that's why I don't take pictures a lot of times when I'm out, because I'm just taking it in. I want to just know when I need that stuff. I'm probably not going to have my phone next to me anyway when I want to look back. And my Rolodex, like Cap says, Rolodex of mine, I can pull up that picture. I can pull up that time and I can remember those times. That's the prize. Getting to the end of your life and knowing you didn't waste a day on the frivolous tea in China.
Hell yeah, baby.
Right.
Yeah, man. Hey, you're tripping my triggers over here one time for the one time. Hey, that last thing you said, not taking pictures, man. I am so attentive to when I'm with other people. I don't pull out my phone. When I'm with people that I care about and I want to have a conversation, I keep the phone in the pocket. And it is so crazy to me. A few months back, I was scrolling, a couple weeks, whatever. I was scrolling on Instagram and I saw this post. It was some DJ up high in, the crowd, and he's on his booth and he's doing his thing, and he was getting ready to drop Move, right? Girl, I like the way you move. That banger, it's a banger, right? Crowd's about to go wild. They're like, "Oh, ready for this drop. Here we go." And you start to hear the transition, right? And the moment you hear the transition, everybody goes, and can't control themselves. They just, oh God, I gotta make sure I have this for the whole time. And, okay, I see it. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, awesome. And then when they get home, they say, wait a minute, what did I see at that concert? I gotta go watch my phone. And then they go watch the concert again on their phone. And they were never even at the concert in the first place. It is so wild to me how fast people will just whip out their phone when they're in a public moment or what. It's just like it's like we're pre-programmed now to moment happening, pull out phone, camera, video. Oh my gosh, fight, world star. Like it's like what we're programmed to do, and it's like, hey man, put that away. I would bet that the mental images, the mental memories, the things that the camera didn't pick up are going to be better than any memory. Like I think about the UFC fight night we had at the second annual J&J weekend getaway out on the balcony, fucking raining, covering the laptop in 50 towels, the projector continuously falling over. I would have not remembered that moment. I took one little video just to remember everybody that was standing there, and then I put the phone back in the pocket. I remember so much about that night and the girls sitting. I can close my eyes and see it. The girls sitting on the couch and Mrs. Glue and Kelly O laying on my bed laughing and all the guys smoking. And I can see it. I can feel it. I can just close my eyes and I'm right. Oh shit, G Lou's right behind me. What's up, baby? How you doing? Oh, baby O's, what up, baby O? I know where everybody was standing. I don't need a video. I pushed my toes into the ground and I'm comfortable with me. I found me. I don't have to find me in another, in a circumstance and people and whatever. I found me and I was cool being in the present moment. I don't know, Swirl. One way, I saw you shaking your head over there talking
Yeah,
about the
well, I had
UFC
to go
night.
look because you should.
Huh?
Yeah, bam, bam, bam. I started typing. I'm scrolling. Right. So yesterday, I had my. We all put the GM post out there, and it said this, and you just totally tripped my trigger. Good posture, being in shape, good social skills will get you very far in this world, especially today when everyone is turning into socially awkward phone addicts. Man, isn't that the truth? So what Cap is saying, like even in emergency situations, people will take out their phone before they'll lend a hand. Like, hold on, you don't hold the phone, grab that person, help them. Like what are we doing? And that's an interesting thing to see. People in today's world, they don't actually look at what the prize is. You know what the actual prize is? The fact that you're alive right now, that you get 2 seconds to sit here and listen to this show. The fact that you woke up this morning and there was a horizon that you could look at that sun and see it come up. That is the prize. What you do with that time and what you do with that day is up to you. Whether you choose to waste that gift, that's on you. Whether you choose to take it and say, you know what, since I have that opportunity, I'm living in this beautiful Ferrari of a body that builds its own energy, creates its own growth, and regenerates itself on a daily basis. Why wouldn't I do everything I can to maintain everything that I was given in this beautiful world to the utmost of my ability every single day? Why wouldn't I do that? That right there is what the prize is. And if you can consistently put each day together like that every day and help different people. And man, there was another one I took the other day. Like, if there is something I know, I won't ever gatekeep you. I'm not that guy. No, buddy, trust me. I will tell you everything I know because I probably know a lot, but I don't know it all. And so when I give it to you, you might see something different. I've said this before. So why would I sit back and not try to connect with other people and not be socially outgoing and trying to find a way to connect to somebody? So maybe I can learn something from them. And I keep talking about that, but I'm hungry for knowledge, and I'm hungry for knowledge about what people do, what life is. I'm hungry for the way that they overcome the craziest things in life to become what they are. Inky Johnson. I mean, let's just think about, there's so many people out there, the David Goggins of life, that never ran 100, that what do they call ultra marathons? And he did it without really even trying to get ready for, I'm just going to go run one. Oh shit. Okay. And he did it. Like, that stuff's crazy to me. I want to learn about that mentality. That's what the prize is. So if you get the day today and you get the actual prize of being able to open those 2 gifts, your eyes, then you need to go out and try to figure out something about why you were given that gift today.
You just said it. You said where I was gonna go. Yay! You may have not heard it before. You may be new to the show. You may have not been joining us when we were only a space, but here we are live in prime time. I'm telling you what, every single morning you get the chance to open 2 gifts. You open 2 presents every single morning. Your eyes. Your eyes. Oh, Cap, come on. Oh, look, see, Mama Cap already on the same page, baby. We're already on the same page. Oh, Cap, come on. Come on, that's so cliche. That's so corny. Okay, what's the alternative? Oh, fucking life sucks so bad. I don't want to go work today. Oh, Sally's gonna fucking. Like, fuck it, you open it. Wow. You know what I say every single morning? First things out of my mouth. Great morning, God. Thanks for opening my 2 gifts this morning and filling my lungs with the breath of life. Let's start this day. You can't be grateful? You can't be grateful? You opened 2 gifts and you got a lung full of air. You got something that so many people don't. You got 3 things that so many people didn't get another chance to have today. So many people didn't wake up. So many people are not getting Wednesday, October the 2nd, 2024. And you did. And you have the audacity to sit here and bang your rattle on your high chair and drag your knuckles. And woe is me, and life is so hard. And big old crocodile tears. Somebody give me my crybaby wash whack. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? And I love what you said, gatekeeping, Swirl. That's got me too. Look at the gateway, right? Hey, it's the gateway. We open the gates wide, baby. There is no gatekeeping of information. You want to know how to podcast. You want to know how to make content. You want to know how to build a business. Hit me up. I'm not going to hide information from you. No way, no how. Hello. I've failed in business. I've had a whole business fail. I'm not afraid to tell you about that either. That's cool. I'm all right with that, right? You know, I opened up Facebook yesterday. Shout out to one of my former Hanshi John Gaston. When I was in mixed martial arts and fighting K1 kickboxing, this was one of my guys. He was one of the leaders. It was him and Hanshi Jeff DeVore. And I've been noticing Gaston on Facebook a little bit. Like, I've been seeing him post some motivational stuff, and he came out with a kid's book. And I'm like, what's Gaston doing? This is interesting. And last night I pop open Facebook. First post I see, this bright neon sign, and here he is sitting next to the sign smiling, and I'm like, the fuck is this? And I look, and he's talking about, oh, we've done this, and we've revamped this, and just in time for my new podcast. I thought, well, that's pretty badass. And then the second thing I thought was, well, that's even more badass. Because the old version of Cap would have saw that and said, who the fuck does Gaston think he is? Does he not know I got a motivational podcast too? Does he not know I'm over here trying to grind too? Oh, he's going to come in this lane, act like he's all great and going to do. He ain't even in my lane. He's doing his own thing. He's growing. Why am I worried about somebody else's car on the road of life when they're not even in my lane? So my mindset has completely shifted to say, you know what, good for him. The first thing I started thinking about was, damn, maybe we could have him on as a guest sometime. Holy shit, the people would love Hanshi Gaston. He's a fucking dog. Whoa, wow, I wonder if I could be on his show. I wonder what we could do. Get Swirl on there. This would be great. When your mind is open and grateful and you have found yourself, you're not looking for the flaws in others. You're not looking for where others are trying to hurt you. You're only open to opportunities. Ephatha, Ephphatha. Ephatha. Be open. Just be open. And you want to look up Ephatha, you can find where that comes from. I won't go all the way down that rabbit hole. But just be open. Be open and you will get so many opportunities. Don't hold your information in and let it out to the world. Let the people know. And I guarantee you, if you do, it will be returned to you tenfold.
Okay, so bro, I'm jumping in right here. Okay. All right, I was writing shit down. So you sent me a podcast a while back, and I listen to Joe Rogan all the time, but it was, our boy Chris, right?
Yeah.
It was a badass podcast.
Baby. Oh,
great
so
stuff, right? And so I got 2 or 3 points here, but the first one is, in that podcast, we talk about gatekeeping and giving out your information to the world or whatever. He talked about Elon Musk and Elon Musk's opportunity to bring electric cars to the world. And people would look at him and say, you're a little crazy for letting all that technology, out there, free patents. You guys can just use it. Doesn't matter. He just released it to the world. Said, hey, here's how we do what we do. Go ahead and try to do something better. And everybody's like, well, that's, some big deal or whatever have you. And again, electric vehicles, yeah, they're a big deal, but they're very, very small piece of the automobile industry, right? But with that, what he knew was he wasn't worried about trying to get the market share or the lion's share or trying to go take what GM has or Honda or Toyota. He wasn't trying to do that, right? He wasn't trying to gatekeep what he had. He let it all out there so they could learn from it, because here's what he knew. If they learned from it and started making more vehicles, he knew they wouldn't be able to make them as cool as he's making them. So therefore, he would then get the lion's share of those small percentage of vehicles. So the more people that were interested in him on a bigger how do you say demographic? Please forgive me with my Freudian slips here, but the demographic, right? Then more people looked at him. Now they're 2 to 5% of the actual populace of automobiles. So now he's got a bigger slice of a small pie. Yeah, but he's getting most of it because he let out all that information. So even the most rich man in the world really gives out his own information, is telling you exactly how he does what he does, right? And that leads me to the next thing. Their success does not determine your success. So regardless if this Hanchi was going to be doing something good or bad, he can have 1,000 people watching his podcast and we can have 1,000 people watching ours. As a matter of fact, there are people out there that will put them both on at the same time just to show some support. They may not even be listening to them, but the bottom line is this. You got to stop worrying about what everybody else is doing, because if you're not taking care of your shit every single day, it won't matter. Your success is going to diminish. If I don't get up and do my push-ups every day, I'm going to start losing all of the gains I got. And I'm not really gaining, I'm more dropping. I'm down like 28 pounds. So like, truth be told, it's not always about going big, right? It's about just being good every single day. And that was the other part, taking what I'm given, right? You have a day that you've been given today. So what are you doing with that? The abundance mindset's out there saying, I can get opportunity from any direction. It doesn't have to be up, down, forward, backwards. It's from anywhere. So I could get it from Cap. I could get it from the lady in the coffee line. Hell, I could get it from literally watching a podcast like this one. And all of a sudden, bam, have the epiphany to say, oh my God, they're right. I just need to get out there and do this, right? When you wake up and you get the opportunity to open those two eyes, you have to understand, you need to think this: my journey continues. Does that mean you stay still, or do you get out and do something with it?
The bombs are flying today.
My friends, please hitch your shelters. The bombs are flying heavy and hot here at Forge and Fuel. Please. The sirens are blaring. The bombs are dropping. You may want to get into your nearest bomb shelter. Who's to say? Who's to know?
Swear one. Boy, oh boy. I got more shit. Okay, look here. I thought of a quote. Their opinion will never become my reality.
It's none of your business either.
Fuck them. Fuck them. It doesn't matter. Hey, here's my 2 quotes, 4 words. Fuck it and fuck them. That's it. Go for broke. Fuck it and fuck them. If all else ain't working, fuck it. Well, and isn't part of it. Fuck it. Fuck them. Well, either way, I'm not great at maths. That's not what I am. I'm good at speaking, okay? Well, and sometimes I'm not even good at that. Sometimes I can't even figure out English. Who's to say, who's to know? But, competition is good. Competition helps every business grow. High tides is good for all boats. Why do you think you see a Starbucks on one corner and a Dunkin' on the other? It's not because they're in direct competition and Starbucks hates Dunkin' and Dunkin', oh, you see what fucking Sally Starbucks doing? Oh, we got to do. No, they've realized that if you put 2 equally valuable businesses in the same industry on the same block with different names, it's not a potential we could go. You have now an and or. You pass it. I don't need Starbucks. Fuck it. Starbucks or Dunkin'. Ooh, fuck. Let me get that Dunkin'. Right? It's all a game. It's all a psychological game that nobody really understands. Right? And the more you get into business and the more you start to learn about, wow, they really still operate on Latin terminology and there's all types of different SIC codes and they do what they do that for a reason? I thought that was just you start learning all this stuff. And again, that's the type of information we want to share. We don't want to gatekeep this stuff. We want people to know. We want people to understand why the world runs and operates the way it does. So when they inevitably get into their passions or do whatever they're doing, it's going to be a whole hell of a lot easier for them to figure it out. And if they can't figure it out, then we got a whole fucking network that will help you climb up that mountain. I've watched it over and over again. Time and time again. I've watched people down at the base of the mountain, knuckles dragging, face pointed at the ground, saying, woe is me. And then all of a sudden they hear a, yo, hey, yo. What the fuck? Who the hell is that? Hey, yo, start climbing, cuz. We'll help you get up here, but you got to climb yourself, boy. All right, for sure. I just watched motherfuckers kept climbing. And now day after day, we got motherfuckers sitting on the peak with us. Motherfuckers sitting up here going, damn, the view's pretty doggone nice. Hey, y'all, what's that next peak we're going after? Whoa, wait a minute. You didn't even like climbing a month ago. Now you want to go to another peak? Wow. Look what happens when you just lock in. It works if you work it.
Bro, so I talked about it the other day, and I'm actually really proud of it. It's funny because this just happened. So it actually just happened very late last night. So you know as well as I do, I was driving around all over the world this last couple of days. And so I had a 4-hour drive back to the HQ, got back here, did some grandpa rumbles, played with the grandpas for a while and hang out with them. And then
hey, wait a minute. Grandpa Rumbles, you're doing your shit. I drove 20 fucking hours across high terrain in gravel droves and stopped to see and smoke a joint with you, and you couldn't even smoke one joint with me. I'm sorry, I gotta call you out in front of God and everybody. You didn't stop seeing me, bro. That kind of hurt.
Hey,
that kind of hurt.
Who's to say? Who's to know?
My little feeling left.
We'll definitely see you next weekend. Let's see.
My one little feeling left. That's all I had left.
Hey, when life gets shaken up and down, bro, you just, you know what I mean?
Surprise, motherfucker.
Hey, where everything falls, you kind of just got to grab what you can and deal with what it is. So that's where we're at right now. I make no excuses. Time is what it is. And you threw me off on what I was going to say.
I know. Too. Hey, you were talking about Grandpa Rumbles and shit stacking up and timing and life being hard.
Oh, yes. God bless America.
Always got you, man. Always got you.
Anyway, so yes, making things easier and getting better at things is what I was thinking about. Oh my God. Anyway, so yes, so last night I get back and I'm like, I still got to get my workout in. So I'm doing my workout during Grandpa Rumbles. And after I get done with that, I'm like, shit, I didn't drink my protein shake, right? But I'm going, you know why this is happening? Because my day's not over and I'm going through the 4 or 5 things that I should have done today, right? And all of those things are hitting. And they're all hitting at the end of the day. And I'm like, well, I guess I'm going to do my workout. Well, guess everybody going to get that protein shake in, right? Then, so I'm doing all these different things. And all of a sudden I'm sitting there and I've got all this energy because obviously there's like everything in my protein shake. So I'm like, you know what I mean? It's late at night. And I'm like, you know what? Let me do this. Let me get some push-ups in. So I started doing some push-ups and I'm sitting there in the back of my mind. I'm sitting there thinking about somebody who's been showing what he's been doing, the Burpee King. And I'm like, that guy is so smooth. I'm like, I've been watching him every day. So I've been kind of watching this for him. I'm like, I wonder if I could do a burpee like that. So all of a sudden I went down, I pushed up and I popped right up. I was like, let me try that again. I went, whap, popped right back up. I was like, oh shit, I can act. Whoa, hold on. Okay, so if I could do that, can I do this? And I started doing some of the different things, and I wasn't as smooth as this guy, but let me tell you, I did the smoothest burpees I've ever done in my life last night, and it was fun. So the point being, when you learn from people and they're not gatekeeping what they're doing and you can see they're having successes, their success will actually add to your success. It doesn't take away from your success. That's the amazing part of life. If you take your journey every day seriously and you're getting better on a daily basis, you're not going to waste a lesson. You're not going to miss a lesson because I need to know this stuff because tomorrow I might need to apply it and I don't not want to pay attention at this point in time. That's important to me, bro.
Shit, yes, we're on. 44 minutes we've been going, and hey, there might not even be any oxygen left in this whole doggone podcast for anybody to even watch. We got to save a little oxygen for everybody to hang out for the whole time. Woohoo! Shout out. Hope you guys are enjoying the start to the show. That is your sharpening session, my friends. Who gets the prize? Damn, I got 2 pages of notes off of that. Holy shit. Hey, if you didn't have your notes out, if you didn't have your pen or your pencil, what are you doing? What are you doing? Get your shit together. And might added a few new sounds to the soundboard. Who's to know? Shout out to you, D's. Great stuff right there. But if you didn't have it out, as we prepare to get into the second segment of the day, it might be one hell of a time to start clicking those pens, sharpening those pencils, get a fresh piece of paper, and get those brains ready to go. Get those thinking caps on, open your ear holes wide, and get ready to slide. Into the second segment of the day, we got some reacting to do, so let's get into that reaction refinery. All right, my friends, we got 4 inspirational clips for you here today, guaranteed to trip a few triggers. These ones here today are a little shorter ones, no super long ones today. I think the longest one is about 1 minute and 10 seconds. So we'll get right on into it. And this morning, it's not going to be as smooth as it usually is because I had to reset my connection pre-show. So I'm going to have to pull up the old videos this morning. So we're going to get into the first one here today, my friends. And Swirl One actually mentioned a little something about it yesterday and today. And I said, hey, man, you know what? I saw this clip and I said, this is Swirl One. This is exactly Swirl One's message. This right here, and I really hope he ain't ever heard it before. So, my friends, we're gonna say hello to friends of the program. One Mr. Chris Williamson of the Modern Wisdom Podcast, and the legend himself, Patrick Bet David from PBD Entertainment. My friends, this one right here is it valuable?
Something is hard to obtain.
Oh, see, here we
Just
go.
because something is hard to obtain does not mean that it is valuable.
Just because something is hard to obtain doesn't mean it's valuable.
Correct. But look at the car he's driving, look at the watch he's wearing, look at the girl he's with. These things were hard to obtain, so you presumed that they were valuable, but you didn't realize that what's genuinely valuable are friendships and relationships and a comfort and a confidence in yourself and peace of mind and sanity and being able to positively impact the people around you. Because
Bro.
something is
Telling you. Bro, confidence, peace of mind. Bro, tell you. So it's funny because, you see Cap, he's blinging today, buddy. I don't know what made me think, hey, I'm going to get up, I'm going to wear a watch today, right? But again, yes, these things are hard to obtain. But does that make anything better? Does that make you stronger? Does that make you smarter? Does that make it more valuable? Absolutely not. I know people who are dumb as rocks who have amazing watches. Okay, I'm just going to tell you, it doesn't make you, just like I've said before, money doesn't make you smarter. It does not. It never has, right? Just because you drive a car that's expensive doesn't mean that it's valuable. I've seen people build them from nothing. Shout out to Matt Armstrong out there. Like literally will buy the car for nothing and build it up to something amazing. And they didn't pay all the money for it. That's the difference you have to understand. The biggest thing, though, that confidence and that peace of mind, that is everything to me. And that third thing after that is how do I influence the people around me? Am I a good person to the people around me where people actually want to be with me and hang out with me and I don't get turned down or don't get knocked into, hey, we don't really want to hang out with that swirl guy because every time we do this happens or every time something happens here or you know what, he really can't. Very socially awkward or whatever it might be. What it needs in this world is more people to connect, more self-confidence. We need people that absolutely can believe in themselves because the more you believe in themselves, the more you're less worried. Just like Cap said a while ago, their opinion doesn't matter. So even if they're right next to you and they don't like you, that doesn't bother me. It doesn't. We're not going to like everybody. Guess what? That's life. But I like me. I know me. I've taken care of the 5 things today. You can't do anything to me.
Yeah, I figured that trip a trigger or two inside of you. And I just kept thinking when I saw that video, I was like, man, the hidden costs you always talk about. And, hey, maybe just because you got that thing, you don't realize, hey, yeah, it's got a little value, but man, all the hidden cost and the maintenance of the $1 million mansion or the property tax on the exotic car. Do you know that supercars have property tax? Do you know you have to pay property tax on those every single year? It's not just buy a supercar. And I got one now, got my McLaren. It's a whole other ball game of vehicle. It's not go buy your vehicle and hit the road. It is a whole different ball game. And yes, it takes us a lot of work. And yes, they make them so you can buy them, but they also don't make them so you can flaunt them. They make them for you. They don't make them for other people. They make them for you. And if it is something that you want, something that makes you happy, bingo, that's where it's at. See, most people go after these cars, the McLarens, the Lambos, the Ferraris, the $1 million homes, the yachts, the whatever, because they saw it on social media and they saw somebody else and they want to impress all their friends and look what I got. And really, they're not even friends. They're just acquaintances. They're people that don't even give a damn about them. People don't believe in them. They said, oh, you're just a fucking idiot while they were grinding all the way to get that Ferrari. And then now they're crying in a Ferrari because they ain't got no friends around. And all the friends are saying, oh, wait, I know you. You drive a Ferrari now. Hey, can I get a ride? It's funny. They'll all say they don't know you, that you're crazy. But the moment that you become successful, they'll start telling everyone around how they met you and how long they've known you and how they knew you were always going to be successful. I don't need that value in my life. I want the people who are really around, the swirls, the D's, the glues, the live dogs, the Ken Bucklers, the people who understand this, who understand that value isn't found in things, but are found in those around you and is ultimately found in you, the prize. Hello, bring it full circle, baby. Come on. I knew this first one was
2 eyes, baby. 2 eyes.
hot. Fire extinguisher. Ain't nothing but a peanut. What a lot of Ronnie Coleman. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. Okay, I gotta tell you a little something. When I first got into lifting, like when I was 16, and I was just like becoming a metal addict, iron addict, baby. I was watching Rich Piana and Ronnie Coleman and all these. Now all of a sudden they've come back in my algorithm again, and I've just been spending my days, oh man, watching Ronnie Coleman just move 800 pounds. Just like, come on, that's just amazing. That's just, nobody does that shit. 5.5 weeks out from Mr. Olympia, and this crazy son of a bitch is moving 800 pounds on deadlift for 2 freaking reps. Bruh. Nobody does that shit. Who's to say? Who's to know? Sorry, I've been in a Ronnie Coleman rabbit hole. Lightweight, baby. We get into the second clip of the day, my friends. And this time we're going to be asking another question. Not is it valuable? This time, is it worth it? And we're going to say hello to our good friends of the program, one Mr. Andrew Huberman and the legend of the music industry, the one and only Rick Rubin.
How does one convince themselves that what they're doing and working on is worth it?
The question of worth it is reliant on an outcome. We don't make these things for an outcome. It's not the mindset to make something great. The outcome happens. You're making the best thing you can make. It's a devotional practice. Whatever happens after that happens. And that part that happens after it is completely out of your control. Putting any energy into that part that's out of your control is a waste of time. All it does is undermine your work. Your work is to make the best thing you can. So any thought you have about outcome undermines the whole thing.
Hey-o, how about that for you one time? It's not about the outcomes. Process. It's not process over product. The process is the product. I wrote down, I love what he said. It's a devotional practice. Getting up every day and swinging your legs over the edge of the bed, pushing your toes into the ground, and getting to work on the consistent, persistent pursuit of your passions is a devotional practice. Because most of the time, you're not going to get what you want. You're not going to get the outcomes you want. Your life isn't going to be where you anticipate it to be. Like I said yesterday after the Hermosi clip, you're not going to make it in 3 months. You're not going to make it in 6 months, in a year, in 5 years, and they're all going to be right until they're wrong. Can you continue the devotional practice? Can you continue to show up? It's not about outcomes. It's not about receiving. It's about becoming. What do you think about that, Swirl?
I've read his book. If you haven't read his book, it's pretty damn deep. I'm telling you, this guy's a genius. I'm telling you, here's the thing. It's such a deep book. It's a hard read for a minute. Like, you have to understand, this guy's a genius. Rick Rubin is absolutely one of the most fascinating people I've ever had the pleasure of reading about. And the process that he talks about, he spoke about it with everybody from the Beastie Boys to Mac Miller. And this guy has always said, and he talks about in his book, when people come in, I want to make a banger, man. I'm trying to make this club hit, bang. He immediately slows them down. And what he starts getting to when he starts working with artists is who they are and what they're trying to convey and what's the project that they're trying to get out there. Not so much, hey, what songs are on it? What do you want to do that? That's what's amazing. And I'll take it a personal thing for me. And I actually just talked about this today, so it's kind of funny that this kind of come up. But the song that you hear that opens this whole entire space or podcast now, right, is a song that I made. And I made that it literally with this piano roll I have right here and all the different things I have here. And let me tell you something about that. I don't by any means consider myself an expert in music production. However, I'm getting better every day. I don't think I'll ever be an expert. I don't know what that looks like because the people that are experts don't even call themselves experts. And I look at them as that. So you have to understand that you're always going to be learning. But with that being said, you know how Kappa said inside the space, I don't know what happened. I just blacked out and I came back. Hey, hi, wonderful people. How you doing? Right. I don't know how I made that song. I just was fumbling around and it all sounded good. And I started putting it together and I literally just made it. And I don't know how to explain that. I didn't say, hey, I'm going to make a calm song. Hey, I'm going to make this song. Or, hey, this is what's going to end up like. Or, hey, it's going to do this. No, it just happened. And it happened because I let myself be open to just being available to all the opportunities for making whatever I could make with these hands. And so that's where I think people miss is they just don't let themselves take the bowl like Simply Soapology and just start putting ingredients in and seeing what comes out. Like the breadheads, when they started putting together the bread recipes, and sometimes they've had some bad loaves, they've had some good loaves. I've broken a lot of statues, and I've got a ton of projects inside my computer I've been working on over the past 5-6 months that are absolute crap that nobody will ever hear. But then there's some of them in there that may not be finished, have a little piece here, have some segments there that are just fire, right? But you have to let yourself be open to not worrying about the outcome. Just make what you can make and just understand that what you make tomorrow should build on what you made today.
Couple of things you said in there. I just did it. I can't explain it. So true. Sometimes, look, I say, I love what you said. I say it all the time on the pod, right? Like, I don't think about what I'm going to say. I don't think about how I look. I don't care if people are judging me. I don't care if people think I look stupid on screen. I don't care. I'm just speaking. And I'm just speaking from the heart. And, sometimes I'm going back and editing video and I'm looking at the podcast. I was like, damn, I said that? Wow, that came out great. I don't even know. Shit, that was actually, those words went perfect before those words. I didn't even remember saying those words. That's great. I'm so glad that happened. I can't explain it, right? This whole show, everything you see, I created it. The intro, Swirl did the song. I created the intro, right? The background, everything you see, right? I just created it. I had the audacity to have a little creativity and say, you know what, I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to make this look good. And I've had a lot of practice. I've broken a lot of statues. I've had 5 podcasts in my day. I know what looks good and what doesn't look good. I know what makes better and what doesn't make better shows. And now we got Mr. Producer. You got that show. The one and only DWEZWY in the background. And now we got all, I mean, he's just back there losing his mind. You hear him back there. He's just losing his mind in the background. I mean, for crying out loud. And now I get that. And now I can say, hey, Deez, this is what I was thinking. Oh, I saw on this. Hey, watch this podcast. I just watched this podcast yesterday. And such and such was crushing it. I watched the Pat McAfee show yesterday. Watch what Foxy does, bro. Foxy crushes the game. He does this. He does that. We can have all these conversations and continue to expand and make this better, right? And why do you think the podcast cover, the thumbnail of this show, has a statue right on the front of it? Because throughout your process, you're going to be chiseling, you're going to be grinding, you'll be pounding the old stone, trying to make that statue look perfect. And then you're going to hit it one time too hard and boom, that fucking elbow is going to fly off. You hit it once, boom, the nose is going to fall right the hell off. And you're going to sit there and look at it. Damn, did I really put all that effort in? And now the nose is gone. I can't put the nose. What the fuck? Bam, throw it over and bust the whole statue to hell, right? Sometimes you're going to have to break those statues, but eventually, if you keep working, that statue will come to life. Who's to say? Who's to know? Just some thoughts. Creativity leads to innovation. Shout out, Lucy Love Bomb, Lucy Della Paz. Great to see you this morning. Shout out to all you beautiful human beings. Ooh, I saw a good question in there too. Third segment of the day. let me tell you, that third segment of the day is about to be fire blank. But we still are in the second segment of the day, and we got 2 more clips to get through, baby. So for the third clip of the day, my friends, we're going to say hello to a musical icon, a legend, a genius, a man that falls in the top 5, maybe even top 3 of both me and Swirly D. This young man goes by the government name of Young Jermaine, but you may know him as J. Cole.
And define your vision for yourself in the highest possible way that you can see it. Be delusional even. Right at the apex of what your mind believes is possible, maybe push past that even a little bit and define it. And then number 2 is like believe it. And 3 is work towards it. And because you love it, it's not always gonna feel like work, but sometimes it is.
Love yours. Ain't no such thing. No such thing as a life that's better than yours. No such thing as a life that's better than yours. And I love how it
Forgot
starts.
about that song. That's a good
Come
song.
come on,
Good
man.
song.
Snakes
I'm
in
gonna
the
write that
grass.
down.
Snakes
That's a
in the
good one,
grass.
yeah.
I can't say the lyrics because I'm white. But hey, hell of a song. Who's to say? Who's to know? And I love how it shows in the video. You know, young Jermaine with his bald fade and in the studio working, grinding, and then his dreads get a little longer and you know him a little more and they get a little longer. And it's like you've just seen this evolution. And that's why I loved Mac so much. I grew up with Mac. I was in my basement when he was rapping, came from the basement under that flow. And I was just like, what the hell? He's singing my life right now. And I just watched him level up. I watched these guys level up. And you know, you can learn so much from rappers. Not the fucking, the shit that's out there right now. Fuck that shit. But you can learn so much from just believing, being delusional, being, Russ said it too. Delusion, persistence, gratitude. Believing that you are the best. You're selling out arenas. You're in the bright lights. People are screaming your name, selling out your albums, buying your merch. And you ain't even sold a single song yet. I said it yesterday. Can you chase that vision that only you can see, that only you believe? Nobody else believes that. Nobody else sees that delusional you on a stage. Nobody else can see what I'm seeing in my mind right now of me standing in front of a crowd of 10,000 people, getting them fired up and talking to them like no speaker ever has before. I'm delusional. I can see that. And most people would never even believe it if they could see the vision of it. They say, oh, no, hey, you're crazy, Cap. You need to chill the fuck out. You can barely even keep it together on a podcast. What's wrong with you? Calm down. No, I can see it. And I don't only see it, I believe it. I believe we will have Diamond Handsville. I believe the Diamond Hand Media Group will continue to be successful regardless of whatever frog jumps on our plate. I believe that me and Swirl are going places. I believe people are going to ask us for our opinions. We've made it. They just ain't found out about us yet. We're millionaires. They just ain't paid us yet. And the final part of the equation, just go to work. What's the secret formula? What do I got to do? Bud, you just got to get up and go to work every single day. Mama Cap's quote, just get up and go to work. It ain't rocket science, but if you don't get up and go to work, it's sure going to feel like it.
And some days it feels like work too, guys. Even if you're passionate about it, I promise you, there are days when, like I said, I don't want to do something that I'm supposed to be doing. I don't want it to come out. And I mean, it's on everything from work to passions to gym to I don't want to eat clean. Like I just want a big old juicy burger sometimes, right? So truth be told, it's going to feel like work sometimes. Last night felt like work, eating chicken, having a protein shake, getting my workout done before my day was over. It's one of the 4 or 5 things. But guess what? When my day's going, until those are done, my day's not done. Have I checked off all the things that I know I don't have to worry about tomorrow? And I did that yesterday, right? So it is going to feel like work, and it's not always going to be easy. And there's going to be times where you wake up and say, man, I'm so happy to do what I'm doing, but man, I really don't want to do this, right? And so funny story, and I won't drop the name, but there's a guy out there that I know that very much like me said, I love this grandpa shit, right? Well, they were living on 2 or 3 days of 2 hours sleep, going across different cities, countries, towns, all over that place, and had just went to, some event, got done with that event and had to be on a plane an hour after that and hadn't gone to sleep at all the last day and a half, right? Because they were just going. and then they were going to get on a plane and have to go and do 2 shows right after that. And the text was, man, I love this job. Sometimes you just got to say, I love that shit. That's where I started that. I love this grandpa shit. You know why I said that? Because there was a day I was really frustrated, a day I didn't want to do shit. You know, at the end of the day, I was like, man, I just don't want to touch the set or whatever. And you know what? When I finally got on the greens, I did something and I was sitting there looking at everybody. I realized, you know what? I love this grandpa shit. It gets me excited. It gets me fired up. It gets me ready to go. I like what I do. And sometimes you have to remind yourself by, hey, psyching yourself up. And when you're feeling like work, just remember and remind yourself how much you love it. It's almost like, hey, how we doing today? Is Cap frozen? He is definitely on mute. Hey, I'm okay with that. I don't care.
Shit. Oh shit! It's on
There
me.
it
My
is.
bad. It's on me.
I'm like,
I was clear. I was clearing my throat and forgot. I was saying, you would have really loved what I said. That all right. Let's fucking hold on. Let's rewind that. No problem. Hey, I was clearing my throat. I didn't want to fuck it up.
hey, hit me with that rewind, G.
Ice Cube is the lick. West Side is the click. Can't get enough.
Can't get enough of this grandpa shit. Let's go.
I'm so pissed, bro. I was over here vibing. I'm fucking shit. Man.
You know what's funny? I actually was thinking about that song 2 days ago, talking about being delusional. And I thought to myself, what would it take to get Dub C Ice Cube to go up there and sing that song and in that chorus in front of some grandpa say, can't get enough of this grandpa shit. Man, that'd be wild.
I'd be pretty hype about that. I'd be pretty.
That would be wild.
I just had to get a little West Side connection going one time.
They're down. That's shout out Ice Cube, man. Stick to your guns, baby.
Yeah, we're a big fan of Cube around here for sure. Me and Swirl, big hip hop fans, and we've been losing our fanship for a lot of guys here as of lately. Who's to say? Who's
all
to
the
know?
best rappers are usually dead.
Who's to say who's well? Hey, fuck, perfect time for a gunshot. Shout out D's. We got one more clip. Here in today's
that
reaction.
was not rehearsed either. That was so good.
Oh my god. You can't make this shit up. Live in prime time. We get into our fourth and final clip of the day, my friends. Hey, it ain't always serious around here. We like to have some fun and games while we're live in prime time. We got a little something here. This might be my favorite clip of the day, my friends. This one is entitled Good Man or Toxic Man, and it is by new friend of the program. I had actually not heard of this man until yesterday, and he's got hundreds of thousands of followers over on the old Instaslam. One and only Devon Franklin going to tell us what's a good man and what's a toxic man.
You can tell the difference between a man who is healthy and a man that's toxic. The man that's healthy is looking to be of service. The man that's toxic is looking to be served. So, if I am a man that's only looking to be served, I'm not going to see you. Because I'm only going to see you through the lens of how you service me. If I'm looking to serve and be of service, then I'm going to see you. What's your need? What's your thoughts? What are your dreams? What are your hopes? What do you want to do? How do you want to do it? Well, why do you think that? Why do you feel that? Oh, wow, you put some lashes on today. Oh, okay. You got some extensions in. Because I'm looking to be of service. So I'm actually evaluating what's in front of me and identifying how I can make a benefit or make a contribution versus looking at it from what's in it for me? See people as they are, not as how you'd like them to be.
Man, I gotta tell you, that's a big one right there. I love that. And I think you have to look at people and understand that everybody's just looking for some help. And sometimes that help is in the form of love. Sometimes it's in the form of this podcast. But when you're dealing with people and you're trying to serve people, you always have to understand that if you're trying to take from people, and I talked about this the other day, life is energy transfer. That's all it is. Relationships are energy transfer. When people are vibrating on the same frequency, they get along. Things happen. Things are good. When things go bad is when that vibration starts to become different because one's life is so tragically different from somebody else's that they can no longer connect. And that's always something that's going to happen through life. You're going to see people you left along the way that they just don't vibrate that way with you anymore, right? And I think it's important that when you are with the significant other, and this is why I said the next person that I finally end up with or whatever is going to get the best version of Swirl One they've ever gotten, because in the past I remember thinking, what have you done for me lately? And now I don't even care. All I want to know is, what have you done for yourself lately? Are you doing enough for yourself? Because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm out doing for me, because what I do, you're going to benefit from. So I hope to God you're doing the same thing, because I don't need people around me, whether it's in my relationship or just regular friends or whatever it might be, that are out there trying to pull any energy from me. I need them to get to me and charge my batteries. That's what I'm looking for. I need to charge my significant other's battery any way I can. If that means I got to tell her she's got lashes today and I see him, or, hey, I noticed you got that haircut. Hey, you're looking very vibrant. Hey, I love the way that dress looks. Or, hey, you know what? You killed that presentation, or whatever the hell they're up to. Then that's filling their batteries. The last thing I need to do is negate anything they're doing and try to make everything about me, because at the end of the day, they are in their head thinking about themselves, and you are just a part of their life. You have to understand that.
All I want to do is be of service, man. You know, we said it millions of times, but we don't get paid off of this show. We don't get paid off of GACC or DHMG. These are pure passion projects. This is pure out of our heart. We want to see people grow. We want to see people evolve and change. And we know we can't do that unless we be the change ourselves. We can't change the world unless we change ourselves. And I've just said it over and over. I don't need your money to be a part of the DHMG and be a part of the gateway. Yeah, you pay your dues and it helps the company grow, but it's so much more than that. You get access to people who really want your improvement, who really want to see you get better. I mean, why do you think we also do the answers from the anvil? Third segment of the day. We want to be of service. Where are you struggling? Where are you hurting? Where are you missing the mark? Let us know and let us give our perspective on it. Maybe we've been through that exact moment and we're not afraid to share the story live in prime time on camera and say, hey, here's where I missed the mark and here's where I got better. Here's how I improved. Here's how I overcame, right? And I love what you said, dude. I said a little while ago, I'll take care of me for you if you take care of you for me. So many people want to just find their value in another relationship, whatever it is. Oh, I'll take care of you. No, take care of yourself for them, and they take care of themselves for you, and you meet each other in the middle. That's it. Relationships aren't hard. They get hard when people start losing, passion and joy and communication, and love doesn't just vanish. All these other little things vanish, and you start picking out shit in people and this and that. Love's still there. You just lose connection and communication and creativity and bond and fire and passion. Find where you lost it and gain it back. And on this relationship tip, I watched a video of Michael B. Jordan the other day, and it just smacked me in the fucking mouth. He said, man, I go back and forth all the time of wanting to be in a relationship and a standout significant other and welcome somebody into everything that I can provide. And then I go back and forth that this life ain't fucking easy. And I don't know how I can welcome somebody into this life. And I don't know if they can understand everything I got going on and the energy I bring and the positivity I'm about and how I'm always searching for opportunities and how I'm never dragging my knuckle. And the moment I wake up in the morning, it's let's go and get this. People can't handle that. People can't handle the energy. And I'm so real with myself about that. I said that to a young lady the other day. I said, hey, honestly, people can't handle my energy. So, hey, back out now. Back out now. I don't, we don't have no need to go down the rabbit hole and continue bullshit and play patty cake and 21 questions. People can't handle my fucking energy, and I get it. I understand. I'm not the average. I'm not the typical. Everybody likes to say, I'm different, bro. I'm different, bro. You don't know me. Yeah, you ain't different like me. You ain't different like Swirl One. And it is incredibly hard to add people into this life. And that is why it's so crucial when you find those people who get it, you find those people who understand, that you keep them around and you keep building the relationship with them, and you keep building the businesses, you keep building the things, because those are the people that are actually going to get you. Who's to say, who's to know, Swore One?
Bro, I'm telling you, you said it right there. It's all about trying to return the favors of your life to everybody else. That's what it is. You got to make sure that everybody understands you are just trying to be the best version of yourself. And everybody that I welcome into my life, I'm hoping they're doing the same thing, because I'm going to realize it right away when you're not. And I'm going to know the excuses. Hey, even a 2-year-old can make an excuse, man. I don't make excuses. I just take accountability. That's the difference.
Love it. Absolutely love it, man. There is your 4 clips from the day, my friends. Hope you got some triggers, trips, some additional insights dished out for you. Hopefully those perspective pipes are filled up and you've just been token away this morning. Who's to say, who's to know? But that does it for the first 2 segments of the show, and we got 1 remaining, my friends. The final push. Let's dive into the 3rd segment of the day and keep this proverbial show car drifting around the corners of change as we dive into your answers from the anvil. Alrighty, my friends, this is the point in the show where we dive into the show email and the live comments over yonder and answer any questions from our fans and the audience. I went ahead and looked in the email. No emails sent overnight. And again, if you need a reminder, you can send your emails and your questions to the show at askfnf at thedhmgroup.io. That is askfnf at thedhmgroup.io, or drop them in the live chat right now, live in prime time. We do have a couple of questions today, Swore One. I've seen a couple of questions come out there. The first one comes from our friends over at Radio Free Hub City, Mr. Ken Buckler and his great co-host, Mrs. Beebe. He says, here's a good question on failure. When do you realize that a business is a failure and you need to move your efforts elsewhere because a business won't be profitable overnight? So, what you got thoughts on that?
I would say when it takes away your peace, when you're no longer in love with it, and when you get there and it just, there's no way out. Here's the way I see it. If you're really passionate about it and you're able to keep this thing thriving until whatever time you think is going to make this thing take off, and you're doing all the right things, as long as those things are actually happening, then you're going to be fine. Like that, it'll come. You're going to just need time, because it does take time for that to happen. But if you're going to work and you're miserable about it and you don't like what's going on and it's just taking away your peace, and you're literally starving to kind of keep this thing alive, then that might be a good time to start thinking about hanging it up.
I would say people change when the pain becomes too great to remain the same. You know it. You know it when the walls start closing in. You know when shit hits the fan. You know when shit's not going exactly as you planned, but you also know when shit's not going as planned, but you're still on the path. Things are still kind of, opportunities are still falling, but you still just question, I don't know, oh, shit, right? And there will be a pivotal moment. There will always be, I can point to pivotal moments in this company of exactly when we've had to pivot, right? And you will be able to point to those. It'll be this moment where you're at the fork in the road. You will be standing at the fork in the road and you'll look left. It is rainbows, puppy dogs, and unicorns. You can toss in the towel. You can go eat ice cream with the cherry on top every single day of the week. Or you look to the right, you see the valley of the shadow of death and nothing but muck and mire. That is how you know. Are you going to go right? You're going to keep pushing forward and say, you know what? I think I want to figure this out. Okay. Or are you just going to pack it in like everybody else? It takes pivoting. You gotta pivot. And most people can't pivot away from their original business plan. I think that's one of the biggest things too, is when you get into a really tight spot and things start happening that you didn't anticipate. And oh my gosh, what do I do? So many people go back to that business plan and, I'm not doing this. Oh no, boom. And then they just pack it in. That's why so many entrepreneurs fail within the first year. Things come up that they didn't anticipate and they don't know how to pivot and get through it. When those things come up, you got to deviate away from the business plan. You got to deviate into different thoughts and start going into other avenues and areas and aspects of life. But if you're not open, if you're not working on you, if you haven't found the prize, Those opportunities aren't going to fall in your lap. Who's to say? Who's to know? A little perspective for the third segment of the show. What else we got out there, D's? Swirl and Cap. Do you block out time for think tank creative thoughts, or do they just happen and you stop and go to work?
That's a good one. And I would say, anytime, just like Rick Rubin said, if I sit down like, okay, I'm going to make a banger song right now. Hold on. It always comes out like shit. Let me just tell you that. But when I'm in an airplane and I just got a few minutes and I've got a creative thought and I'm like, let me get in here and just kind of something cool will come out. I'm like, wow. And then all of a sudden I'll build on that later. Sometimes I don't have time. I can just get to work on it. So sometimes I'll just make mental note, right? Get my phone out, put a note in. Hey, there's this. Hey, like today, he brought up that song, write down that song. These are things that come up and you got to write them down because later on in time, when you go back to reference them, you're not going to find them at that time. And a lot of times, and especially, I talked about that book the other day, The Addiction Formula, and that talks about what is catchy and what catches you. People are constantly taking note. If you're writing songs, let's just say that, you're taking a notepad everywhere with you because you might be in a grocery store and something somebody says is like, that's a damn good lyric. So you write it down. You might not have even said it. It just might have been something said in conversation. But that's where that creativity comes. And this is something that somebody said to me the other day when I was talking to them about producing. And they said, one of the things that's good about me is I use sounds from all over the place. No matter what, you don't even realize it. He goes, but I always think like a producer in every situation. Oh, okay. So when you're sitting there thinking and looking for inspiration, you're going to find it. As long as you've got something there to record it, you're going to be okay.
I'm always thinking like a producer. Oh, shit. That's what I do, and I didn't know. That just blew my mind, man. I'm always thinking like a producer, right? Not just a consumer. I'm not just scrolling through the timeline. How can I produce additional content off of this? How can I react to this? How can I bring this to the show? Oh my gosh, this is amazing. This would be awesome to react to tomorrow, right? And, just an example for me, my thoughts from a balcony, right? I don't just wake up in the morning, my recent one that I did on the firmament, and wake up in the morning and, all these ideas, boom. I come up with the idea maybe on a Saturday. Ooh, firmament. I think I would like that. Write it down. Sunday rolls along. Oh, what was that Bible verse? Oh, yeah, bam. Sam's. Oh, shit. What was that comment? Oh, Nico made that comment. Bam. Psalm 19. Okay, boom. Write that down. Leave it alone. Come back on Monday. Oh, that was that verse. Okay. Oh, that Hennessy commercial. What was it? Okay, let me record that in my free time real quick. And then when Wednesday rolls around, I have all these notes and everything all compiled of, I've just been thinking about it. It's just been on the back of my brain, just in my subconscious. And then when I'm ready to produce that thing now on Wednesday, I have all the information just right there for me. So I just hit record and I can just start picking it out and putting it where I need it. Right. It's a constant thing. No, I really don't sit down and think tank. I do what Swirl does. I utilize this thing too all the time. My notes app is so valuable to me. I can't even explain it to you guys. When I'm in the gym and I'm hitting a set and I have some spark of insanity, I'm like, oh, shit. Oh boy, I'm driving. This thing sits on my dashboard when I drive. When I hit a stop sign and I got shit boom. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm thinking about, okay. Yep. That's a great idea. All right. Cool.
Beep. Hey, buddy, go.
All right. My bad. All right. Here we go. I'm back on it. Sorry. I'm trying to pursue my passions. My bad. That's on me. My greener. I'm going to have to cut it. My fault. I'm going to keep going. Who's to say? Who's to know? Bring that notepad with you. Have it with you at all times. If you get some spark, just write it down. And then if you write it down, you're going to remember you wrote it down. Right? That's why we say take notes. You're going to remember what you wrote down. You're going to remember that thing and you're going to say, oh, Swirl said that on the show today. Fuck, that's that's what I'm doing right now. Oh, let's go. Wait. Oh, Cap said, right? That's exactly how this whole thing works. We just give you a little bit of thought and maybe you can utilize it to keep you on the passions. Who's to say? Who's to know? I like that question. That's a good one right there. What else we got? The opening song is completely God-breathed. Every time I hear it, I begin to dance. How long did you work on Coffee with Light Cream and Sugar, Swirl One?
I think it took me 2.5 weeks. It wasn't that long. As a matter of fact, I spent a lot longer on a lot of other songs. But like I said, it was just flowing. And really, the real genesis of it was probably done in 5 to 6 days. And it took me another 7 to 10 days to figure out how to make it sound right and master it to a point. And it's probably still not even mastered the right way. But hey, I love it. I think it's great. To me, at this point, that's my magnum opus. I'm sure I'll have a better one later on in time, but at this point in time, it's one of the songs I'm most proud of.
Love it, man. Hey, I thought it was a hell of a way to start the show. Apparently, the people like it. I'm glad I stole it off.
People love it. Every time they love it. They always ask me, "Man, that is great. You need to make more like that." I'm like, it's not like trying to make more like that. It just kind of happened. It's not like, hey, let me just make me a song that's going to end up as a podcast starting. You know what I mean? or in DJ sets with it. You know, let me just make this real feel good song. It's not how it happened at all.
On that. Great perspective, which I'm sure you could probably share a little more on it. How about A Craze's Believe? You heard that song before that was even real and legitimate, right? You think that he was that was going to be
rock with it.
Lean with it, rock with it.
Lean with it, rock with it. Yeah, so I did, and you don't understand. I was literally at a dinner with Charlie, Frank, and I mean all these guys that they were not known. You would never have known them. They were only known in their little city doing their thing. And I remember it was one of those, hey, have you heard this? And it was like, and I was like, whoa, what's this? Who did this? Like, I did it. And it's like, it's only like 16, 17 bars right now. And I'm like, dude, you got to send that to me. That is fire. Right. And I was like, oh no, I'm still working on it, whatever. And I remember when that happened. And then all of a sudden I finally did get the action. I still have it. I still have that 16, 17 bar, whatever it was, the original one. It wasn't mastered at all. I had to like mix out of it at a certain time and had to watch levels because it had spikes and things. Anyway, so I had that the whole time. And now look what happened. That one song changed his life. And it's like 6 billion streams across the United States. I heard
if you're in a club and you hear you know it's about to go the fuck off. Everybody just gets up. Those strobes start popping. Oh, my favorite though, man. When we were at Soundbar and that chicken sucker mixed that shit in and then took it away and then played a couple more songs and brought it back in. Oh,
who's to know might see Soundbar very soon and like.
I could go for another Soundbar excursion.
Although this would be a little bit more rugged because another person that was at that same dinner would be commanding that night. So there's another one.
Oh.
Womp, 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 womp.
Oh, some dirty. We're talking we might have to keep the kids at home because things might be rated R. Oh, who's to say?
Yeah, you might have to have a neck brace at the end of this one.
Oh, who's to say? Well, boy, oh boy, I might just have to call some of the guys and gals in Chicago and say, hey, we got some shit going down. We got some shit going down. We need the crowd. We need the people. Hey, you know what we're going to be. You know the vibes we're going to bring. Who's to say, who's to know? Deez, we got anything else in the comment section over there? Any other good quotes, perspectives? Our guy Malka, first one in the chat. Coffee in hand, notebook and pen ready, mind open. Hey, if you're drinking coffee at 10 o'clock at night, you're fucking
I was just going to say that, dude.
You're crazy.
No wonder he has a hard time sleeping after this show. You know he's in Australia, right? Like, this is crazy to me. Why would you drink coffee and then say, hey, I'm going to go to sleep after this? That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works.
You know, and I thought about changing the intro too, because I'm like, hey, great morning, GMGM. But I'm like, oh, we got people on the other end of the world, and we got people tuning in from all over. You know, it's like it might not be morning for them. So I'm thinking about a quick little, hey, hi, how you doing? Who's to say, who's to know? But maybe I just keep great morning. I don't know. It's kind of been confusing me. Be here now. Okay, good point. Good point. Be here now. All right, good point. You're just going to have to deal with it, everybody else who's not in the US of A. Great morning, F&F fam. Our guy, Angel SD. Jeff Oglesby, always in the chat. GM. Great morning. Glue Stripper, always in the building. Kelly O. Stanford, one half of the Grateful Breadheads. Mrs. Metal, a.k.a. Debbie Estes. Great morning. Mr. E. Time to rise and grind. Great morning, family. Happy hump day. Go out and crush the day. You better believe it, baby. The other half of the Grateful Breadheads, Pride Stanford in the building. Great morning, Pride. Shout out, Mr. Live Dog. Ooh, we got 6 Ys. Wow. Hi, Live Dog. Hi. Mr. Gator 48. What up? Jason Welch. Scrappy Attitude in the building. Let's go. Shout out to our friends at the Naked Rhinos Coffee Club. JK Big Time. Crush the day. Chris Aswomada. Great morning, my brother. Everyone have a spectacular day, says the legend Chris. Mr. Metal, aka Sean Estes. Great morning, brother. Take off that mask before you die. Ooh, look at that shirt. Ooh, that looks good down there. Mama Cat, Kim Jones. Self-inventory is essential. What can I do to level up? Ooh, Swirl Ones, how we doing? How we living? Me, myself, and I. Check up from the neck up. Woo! Shout out to all you beautiful human beings over there in the live chat. We appreciate the hell out of you. Thanks for the questions this morning. We play the game we can win. Shout out Lucy Della Paz. Great to see you in here this morning. Hey, I like that post you put out on X yesterday. Those raw papers, that little quote there, that did something to me. Hey, man, put more of those out. Felt cute, might delete later. Don't delete that one. I like that. Yeah, bring some more of those. Who's to say, who's to know? Malka talking about putting on his face mask first. I helped.
No gatekeeping here, bro.
No, I helped my peers build their studios and set them up before I built mine. And guess what? I learned a lot and made connections. How about that? No gatekeeping, no competition in Malka's mind. Damn straight. Great morning. Ooh, what's up, Dixie? Shout out to you, young lady. Great to see you in here. Kenna, what's up, young lady? Great to see you too. Great morning to you. Hope you have a wonderful week yourself. Who else we got? Metal is the best genre, period, says Kelly O. Stanford. Wow, what a shocker that is. We would have never guessed that. Who's to say, who's to know? Shout out to you guys. Ocho! Oh, shit! Oh, we got an Ocho in the building! Oh, we got an Ocho in the building! What's up, Ocho? Great to see you, cuz. I ain't seen you forever, man. And hey, if you guys are watching on X, you can comment too. We do see your comments. The software we use, it didn't used to allow us to see the X comments, but we can see your X comments in here now. So if you got a question on X, we're tripping triggers over there. Feel free to drop it in the chat. We'll be able to see here, and we'll pop it up on the screen as well. Shout out to all you viewers over there on X, everybody on Facebook, everybody on YouTube, everybody listening to the audio version of the podcast on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and wherever you might ingest your favorite podcast on. Shout out to all you beautiful human beings, man. You don't have to let us do this. I mean, how smooth is that? Huh? You don't have to let us do this. You don't have to give us this opportunity. You don't have to invest your time here an hour and 30 minutes every single day, but you do. And that we are forever grateful for. We'll just keep paying it back to you by showing up, saying some things that might trip your trigger, might get some juices flowing and going on the brain, melting on the heart, festering on the soul. If we can say one thing that puts you in a different mind state than maybe when you woke up, or allows you to smile at that person walking down the street, or allows you to hold the door when you wouldn't have before, then we're doing our job. We're doing our job, and that's all we want to do, because we're not toxic men. We ain't looking to be served. We're good men. We're looking to be of service. Who's to say? Rude. Don't be rude. Don't be rude. A nice reminder from your 45th and 47th president. Hit me one more time. DWEZY. Don't be rude. Yeah, baby. You better believe it. We don't be rude. Look, that was very rude. It was very rude. Please stop. It's fake news. It's all fake news. Who's to say? Who's to know? But my friends, those are your 1, 2, and 3 segments of this fine show. Episode 580 here on October the 2nd, 2024 is officially over. No mas, no mo. But we still got plenty of things to say, plenty of reminders, plenty of quotes. Bay. So let's work on wrapping this thing up the only way we know how. DJ. Any final thoughts, closing comments, perspectives, reminders, or anything in between for episode 580?
All I would say is I've had a great time today. I've laughed hard. I have sit here and laughed at my Freudian slips. I'm looking at Cap doing crazy shit. It's been a wild morning. I'm ready to start it off. Hump Day's the right way. I mean, here we are. It's spooky season, October 2nd. Hey, what are you doing? 90 days left. You can change your life. You're going to be in a better position. Are you? I know I am. I am definitely working my ass off right now. Anything can happen on any given day. So make sure you're staying busy, my friends. And I would say this to you. Please do us a favor. Share the show. Tell somebody about it. Let them know how you woke up in such a great mood today. Let them know, hey, I go to Forge and Fuel, and this is what happens. I get excited. I can't leave there all fired up and not do something with my life. I got the gift of 2 eyes today. I learned that here. So that's where I'm at. Let's have a great day. don't think I have any new late breaking anything on anything. So I'll go ahead and yield the floor. Cap, have at it, man.
Shout out to 01. Appreciate the hell out of you, dude. Thanks for all your perspective, all your thoughts, all your vibes all morning long. I don't know, fucking one of these ways. Who's to say, who's to know? Appreciate you, dude. Gave me some great thoughts. I know you got everybody else fired up. Nobody else I'd want to do this show with every single morning. Oh, hey, we got the mascot coming to say goodbye to each and every one of us. Hold on, everybody. Come here, mascot. Let's say hello to everyone.
Screaming.
Come here, mascot. Say hello. Oh, shit, my headphones are. All right. Hey, say hello.
Oh, what's up? How you doing?
Hey, look at the camera. Don't you be. Oh, what a butt.
Shy.
What? All right, get out of here. Okay, there's Matilda. Shout out, Matilda. We love our show mascot. Who's to say, who's to know?
I have a show mascot right here, but not quite as talkative.
Not exactly alive, but I mean, it definitely a mascot nonetheless. Who's to say?
You know what? Probably if it was alive, it would have died. I'm never home.
Good point. Good point. Yeah, grandpas don't have very long shelf life. Well, grandpa's got pretty long shelf life.
We're here forever on the blockchain.
Yeah, that's a good point. You know, grandpas never die. I don't know what that old country song. I wish grandpas never died. Well, come be a member of the Grandpa Ape Country Club, and your grandpas will never die. Who's to say? Wow! Okay, a couple of reminders from me. We have made a few updates in the gateway. Put out some announcements last night, baby. Maybe in relation to some gamification, some leaderboard, some things you can do. Who's to say? Who's to know?
Oh, we got to get that finance class back on the list too. Probably.
Yes. Part 2 of the finance class.
Yeah, we got to get that part 2 done because we've
been all over the map. It's all right. We've been all over the map. We'll get that figured out. We'll get part 2.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Come on, tell me that don't feel good. Tell me that don't feel good one time for the one time. So we'll get that in the gateway. There are some announcements in there as well. I know at the beginning of the show, we talked just a little bit about some of the nonsense going on in the world right now. The gateway we are really going to utilize to keep everybody up to date, to keep everybody prepared, keep everybody on the same page, because nobody's really talking about it. You know, Swirl said we don't want to start the day like the news, and I don't want any of the content we ever do to be like the news and just stir fear and all this shit. I want to talk about the real. I want to give you the perspective, and I want to tell you how we're going to make it through this thing called life, no matter what. I don't want to generate fear. I just want to tell the truth. So who's to say, who's to know what other streams or shows might be right around the bend? Keep your eyes peeled and your ears open for that. Get into the gateway if you haven't already. You got your 7-day free trial. You can start today. No bi-weekly networking meeting this week. This is an open week, but you still can get in, get involved with the fam, get in where you fit in, and start realizing it works if you work it. If you want to rep the show, you want to rep the brand, you can find all that good stuff, DHMG, at Mine and Shine Apparel. Who's to say, who's to know? And if you're a fan of GACC, hell, you want to even pick you up one of those bad collared shirts that Swirl once got on his chest right there, you can pick it up at the Grandpa Ape Pro Shop. That is grandpaapeproshop.com. Grandpa Ape Country Club Pro Shop, Grandpa Ape Pro Shop, something along those lines. If you just look up the Pro Shop, it'll fucking pop up. Or you get in
GACCProshop.com.
GACCProshop.com, or get in the GACC Discord, the greens, and go use the official link so you don't get scammed. Who's to say, who's to know? We got to always remind the people, because we used to say that all the time.
Nobody
Only
does
use
that
official
anymore.
links. Use official links. Don't get scammed.
I haven't even looked at them myself. I probably should
disconnect your wallet. Oh, disconnect your fucking. Oh my gosh, not your keys, not your crypto. Oh my.
Yeah. Remember those days, 21, 22?
How far have we come?
Man.
How far have we come? Oh boy, those were some times.
Crazy.
Those were some times. Hey, you don't hear nobody even shilling anymore. There ain't nobody selling out a doggone one NFT no more. Either you're out here or you ain't out here. Who's to say?
You made it or you didn't. That's where we're at.
I think that's where we're at for show. Yeah, I think that's it there, my friends. Nothing else. Once again, if you enjoyed the show today, made you laugh, made you cry, made you think, made you go, ooh, I like that right there. Well, hey, help us out. Help the people know. Don't be a hoe. Share the show. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. Hit that like on YouTube. If you're on X, hit that like. Hit that repost. Hey, maybe even quote tweet it out. Let the people know what you got today. If you're on Facebook, share it out. Hit that like button. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think about the show. And if you're over there on your favorite podcast directory like Spotify or Apple Music, maybe you could leave us a little rating there too. Maybe give us a follow. We certainly appreciate the hell out of you audio listeners over there as well. Shout out to each and every one of you helping us get that algorithm going and flowing. in helping us build this show and all the shows and brands that fall under the DHMGXGACC umbrellas day by day. We appreciate the hell out of you, baby. But for now, my friends, that is episode 580. We appreciate you from the bottom of our heart for investing your time here this morning. You could have invested it 1,000,001 other ways, and the fact that you did here, we are forever grateful. We will continue to pay it back to you each and every morning by showing up on the consistent, persistent pursuit of our passions and reminding you that we will be right by your side wherever you find yourself on yours. I ask that you remember that you are kind, you are smart, you are important, and you are loved. We appreciate the hell out of each and every one of you. And we also ask that you remember that number one, even a 2-year-old can make an excuse. Number two,
Even a dead fish can go with the flow.
and number three,
Being that this here show is a member of the Diamond Hand Media Group, I ask you keep in mind that DHMG, we don't only
we hold each other up. And right now is one hell of a time to flex those diamond hands. Shout out to each and every one of you flexing those diamond hands on a day in and day out, night in and night out basis. Thank you for being the change that we not only want to see on YouTube, Facebook, X, Web3, wherever the hell we are, but in this entire wide world, baby. Thank you for setting the precedent. Thank you for being the 1%. Thank you for being super soldiers. Most importantly, those of you that are the OGs and the foundation of what we do every day, thank you for being the Diamond Hand fam. Once again, we appreciate the hell out of each and every one of you. Thanks for starting your day the right way, getting fired up here at Forge and Fuel, baby. That's all we got for you on this beautiful Wednesday. So go share these vibes. Go bring this energy to the world because you tuned in here for a reason. And now that is your job. We gave it to you. Now you got to go give it to the world, baby. But for now, as always, we bid thee adieu and we say unto you, peace and love.